Peace to the world. We are in the new Black Wall Street. Yes, I said new Black Wall Street inside of Star Status, which is a store that represents athletics and inner me.
Welcome to Star Status store. It is the home of inner me and athletics. Inner me is all about crystals, crystal jewelry. We customize the jewelry in the store if you want us to. We have bracelets, earrings, necklaces, and then with athletics, we have the world's first conscious sportswear brand.
Created sports logos and put it on sports apparel. So you can see right here we have Mansa Musa on the basketball shorts. We also have the ancient Egyptian Kemetic Heroes on football jersey, tackle twill, captain's tag, heavyweight mesh, all quality material, authentic sports apparel. And y'all come see us at the new Black Wall Street Star Status store on Choctaw Street. Peace.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. Peace, love. Hey, fire vibes. Wagwan, rude boy.
To this day. To this day.
Peace, love, and light to the family. I'm broadcasting. I'm on the YouTube. Right, I'm on the YouTube and I'm on IG. So I just want to give a shout out to both of y'all. Shout out to IG. Shout out to my YouTube family. This is your brother reporting live and direct early in the AM. I'm talking about, hold on a minute. Let me see something. Hold on, give me 1 minute. We're reporting live and direct. Okay, there we go. All right, here we go. Yes. Peace to the family. Peace to you and yours. Your brother Red Pill reporting live and direct. All right, we are in the building. Grand rising to everybody. You already know what it is. Today is a very powerful day. Let's just get that right out the way. Okay. Today is the day of Sirius rising, July the 3rd. We want to pay homage to the ancestors from the star system from which we come from and whatnot. This is not, I repeat, this is not the 4th of July celebration, the 4th of July. We don't celebrate that. That's not what we here for. Nah, we don't give none of our energy to the 4th of July. We don't give none of our energy to the bullshit that they talking about. We don't give none of our energy to none of those falsehoods and whatnot because we don't want to live in this matrix. We don't want to give our power. We don't want to give our energy. We don't want to give our cosign. We don't want to give our motherfucking stamp to the lie. We want to break that shit. How you break generational curses? You stop wearing that motherfucking red, white, and blue on the 4th of July and talk about, oh, thank God that we are for Independence Day and all of that stupid shit. The only Independence Day that we acknowledging is with Will Smith, my niggas. The only Independence Day that we acknowledging is with Will Smith. Facts. All of that other shit, that's hogwash. We not doing that. You wonder why our people are continuously underneath what is called the spell and whatnot. We are continuously in this loop. It's like Groundhog Day. It's a loop-diddy-loop where they keep knocking our people off, terrorizing our people, doing our people any type of way and whatnot. We waking up talking about, oh, I feel powerless. I don't know why this is occurring. I don't know why my life is like this. Because you basically put spells on yourself. And you're responsible for casting spells on yourself. This is all what they call voluntarily. This is all done by voluntarily. This is you are volunteering. Okay? You're volunteering yourself to get put underneath a spell. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove ourselves. One of the great things that took place, right? That's why shout out to everybody. Shout out to King Simon in the building. I salute King Simon. I'm gonna talk about that event that we got coming up in a minute. One of the greatest things that we have as a community that is desiring to pull ourselves up from our bootstraps out of a shallow grave is these festivals, right? When these festivals pop off, right? It's almost like a counter to the spells that some of us are under and whatnot. One of the biggest festivals that take place in New York City, and I've been doing this festival for about a decade, is the International African Arts Festival that lands right on the quote unquote weekend of the 4th of July. So we've been able to shift that energy into celebrating Africa, into celebrating the vendors, into celebrating our brothers and sisters, our illustrious brothers and sisters from the continent that pull up with their merchandise and whatnot. We've been able to celebrate ourselves and our blackness or our melanated states or our sovereign minds and whatnot at these festivals, even though it's almost like window dressing in a sense, because it's I'm not going to say this illusionary. It's almost like when they say that you have to gas yourself up in order to, you got to fake it till you make it. And then when I say that, please don't misconstrue my words where I'm saying that we're faking it till we making it. No, you have to live in the energy. You have to insert yourself in this certain type of energy. So at these festivals, we're surrounded by people who I feel that are on the same frequency as us. We surround ourselves with melanated, conscious people. We surround ourselves by the music, by the food, all of these things that kind of boost our morale. That's very important. So we're not giving it up to Uncle Sam. We're not giving it up to, all of that bullshit that they've been selling us and whatnot. We're not giving it up. We're giving it up to our own people. But one of the greatest things that is coming out of this whole community, right? These gatherings that we're having and whatnot, is the fact that it's no longer fake it till you make it, because communities are really getting built in real fucking time. Shout out to Hereafter Farms. Shout out to the Lakes of Somerville, and shout out to every other community that has the audacity to build up and not to utilize that weak ass, scary ass statement about, oh, what if they drop bombs on us? Nigga, they dropping bombs on you in the hood. You know what I'm talking about? They coming through the hood spraying you niggas with Raid and all kind of roach spray and whatnot, calling it chemtrails. They are, the hood is a killing field. You can no longer use that excuse as a reason to not do anything. Okay? Niggas die every day, B. Wouldn't you, I'd rather die on my land than to die in the fucking projects. I'd rather die on my land. I'd rather bomb my land, nigga. Drop some bombs on my motherfucking estate rather than, shoot me down for a traffic stop at the corner of fucking Malcolm X Boulevard. Like, no, niggas. That's not it. We got too many resources. We got too much power. Niggas got credit, 800 credit. You could build some shit, bro. Stop the bullshit. You could build some shit. Let's stop the bullshit, bro. It's too late in the game for us to continue to recycle. That's a generational curse. You can talk about generational curse. The generational curse is this pump faking that we keep doing and coming up with excuses why we won't be great in the face of all kind of adversity. Like, that's supposed to push you into your greatness. Real talk. So fuck the 4th of July. Even if you over here and you think America is the greatest country ever because you might come from a country that's not so great, still, my nigga, grab your nuts and fuck the America, USA, you know what I mean? The 4th of July, because it's not really, it's a fucking spell, okay? It's a spell. These people that are in power are lining you up and feeding off of your energy while they worship the Sirius star system, because that's how they giving it up. They don't give a fuck about this fake ass 4th of July. Not even the government. They're not even into that stupid shit. You know what I mean? This is all a calendar holiday. It's a beneficial holiday to fill their pockets and whatnot and to sell American flags. It's a fucking scam. Okay? The real holiday or the real event is the fact that the motherfucking Sirius rising. That's the real event. And the fact that the dog days of summer starts today. All right. We're in the Jason months. Okay. So it is of no coincidence. It is of no coincidence that everywhere that you look around, there's all kind of atrocities taking place. they found all of those melanated people inside of the truck, right? Or at the Texas border, dead, 50 some odd people. Then when you go over to Morocco and Spain, which is the crossover, right? We coming up on 7-Eleven, which is the same thing that the Moors did when they crossed over into the Iberian Peninsula. They took that same route, you know what I mean? So the same route that the Moors took when they invaded or when they ran up in Europe and whatnot and civilized them, that's the same route where they just sacrificed a few hundred Africans and whatnot in broad daylight, beat them all to death. You know what I mean? It's on the internet, but you know, of course, they're gonna suppress it because niggas is worried about the McDonald's shit with the motherfucking McDonald's. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas is really concerned about the McDonald's. So you're not even giving no energy or no type of no type of, you niggas is not writing thought pieces on what the fuck just took place in Morocco and Spain. They writing thought pieces on the McDonald's shit. You know what I mean? That captivated the minds of the knuckle draggers and even you conscious niggas for about a whole week. You understand? So it is of no coincidence that all of these atrocities are taking place, right? All of this fear, the fear index. I don't know if you know what the fear index is, because we did a lecture last month called Fear of a Black and More Messiah, right? And in that lecture, I tried my best to explain how they're utilizing fear, right? This whole fear thing. Shout out to brother A.A. Rashid, the Kabbalah God. Last Saturday or last Sunday, he airdropped a free copy of a book that he wrote in 2006, I believe, right? This book shook the conscious community up when it came out. It was a game changer, okay? It was a game changer. And the reason why I say that is because the brother was introducing the concepts of the Kabbalah and a whole bunch of other esoteric, thoughts, trains of thought and whatnot into the conscious community. And he put out a book called The Kabbalistic War in Iraq. And in the Kabbalistic War in Iraq, he was breaking down how 9/11, right? 9/11, September 11, 2001 was a controlled experiment. It was a mass ritual and whatnot. And what it was what ultimately the goal of it was to basically begin this fear campaign, right? A global fear campaign to stifle and to slow down the progression that melanated people were having. Let me just point this out in case you don't think that 9/11 or 2001 was a very significant year in shifting the tides of our consciousness on a global scale, right? 3 things that I could just point out. In Atlanta specifically, let's not even go anywhere else. In the ATL, in the motherfucking A. One of the most polarizing figures, right, who captured the attention of the Senate, right? They was wilding and whatnot based off of his lectures, based off of the fact that he was going toe-to-toe with the police in New York City, right? Based off of the fact that he had the hearts and the minds of the militant street niggas that are out there, the militant conscious people. Khalid Muhammad, Dr. Khalid Muhammad, they knocked him off in 2001. He died in 2001. Then you had my good brother in the West End, right, who also had a whole line of militancy, right? He had the brothers in the West End, mainly the Black Muslim population.
To this day,
Lit. Our good brother H. Rap Brown, right? Our good brother H. Rap Brown, who had the West End, and he had a contingency of Atlanta on lock. They were cleaning up the Bluff. If anybody knows about the Bluff, Snow in the Bluff and whatnot, that was the same thing that Rollo was doing when he was introducing Islam into the quote unquote hood, into the bluff and whatnot. They got his ass the fuck up out of here, right? That's the same thing that our good brother, I'm talking about a legend in the civil rights era, a super legend that was still standing. They took him down. They lined him up. And they had him, they lined him up as if he killed a police officer. You understand? But that wasn't the case and whatnot. That's not what he did. They lined him up and they set his ass up and they took him down, right? And then the third person that they took down in 2001, before this whole 9/11 thing kicked off and they put our people in a perpetual state of fear, right, that we have not got out of since that shit went down. It's Malachi Z. York. You understand? I remember being in Atlanta in 2001, and I was at Clark, Atlanta, right? I was in Clark, Atlanta, and I wasn't even going to Clark, Atlanta. I was just at Clark, Atlanta. Go figure. Yeah, if those walls could talk. I was at Clark, Atlanta, doing what I do, you know what I'm saying, in my pure knuckle dragger form. And I remember the Nuwabians was coming on campus handing out flyers. And on those flyers, they were talking about somebody called Sheriff Sims. And I used to be like, who the fuck is Sheriff Sims? Right? But they were handing out the flyers to raise the alarm to say, yo, there's a sheriff that's out here, scheming on our land and whatnot. And they're trying to lock up our leader. And I'm like, word? Oh shit, who that is? And I was like, okay, all right, that's Ansar Allah. That's the God body. That's Malachi Z. York, because he raised us in the hood, right? With his consciousness. So did Khalid Muhammad, so did Louis Farrakhan, the minister, and so did a few other people, right? They raised us because we were in a lowly state. And any glimpse of consciousness that we used to listen to cassette tapes, my niggas, and read pamphlets. We didn't have no fucking super computers in our pockets. We didn't have the luxury of having a supercomputer in our pockets. We was being raised up by pamphlets, cassette tapes, and VHS tapes, and word of mouth. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's when Bobby Hemmett was teaching around 2001, but C. Freeman L was getting busy. Bobby Hemmett was a student. I remember Wesley Muhammad was in Atlanta. This is the early days. So when they took those three pillars out, when they took those three pillars out of rotation, when they took those three pillars out of the community, right? Then you begin to see the adverse effects of our communities. When they remove, right, powerful figures from the community, you begin to see the adverse effects of it. So when 9/11 happened, of course, my bad, books as well. I said pamphlets. The Nuwabians and whatnot, they had the pamphlets. But yes, we was neat. We had our noses in books and whatnot. Books were everywhere. Bookstores were everywhere. Okay. There was an appreciation for books. And when you read some shit in the book and it was compelling, that you took that shit for God. You know what I mean? You took it for law. So when 9/11 went down, the voices that would have helped our people and snapped them out of the spell or woke them up or had the audacity to go against the narrative that these Europeans threw on us, right? Because niggas was really hypnotized for a long time thinking that Bin Laden was out to get us and shit like that. Niggas was really underneath that fucking spell. But if those three scholars, like if Dr. Khalid Muhammad was out and he was able to speak truth to that shit, if Malachi Z. York was able to put out his research and speak truth to that shit, right? If the brother H. Rap Brown, because remember, this was an attack on black Muslims as well. Muslims, whatever you want to call them. This was an attack on Islam all around the board. This was their crusades. This was the beginning of their crusades. Even the president talked about the Crusades and whatnot. This was a continuation of the persecution of Moors, okay? And they have many different names that they call it, but this was definitely that. So we would have been able to get information and been able to snap out of that shit. Thank God, right? Thank God for Dr. Phil Valentine. Thank God for Bobby Hemmett. Thank God for the conscious lecturers, right? Who was able to fill in a humongous fucking shoe. You know what I'm talking about? Because they wasn't at the forefront like that. From my remembrance, they were not really at the forefront until after the 9/11 thing, when they really showed up and they started doing the motherfucking research and breaking shit down the way that our people needed it to get broken down. They broke that shit down. And then when Katrina came around a few years later, they was still on top of it. I remember seeing Dr. Phil Valentine's lecture, Death March 2020, about Katrina, and it shifted everything for me. It shifted everything for me. It made me say, you know what? I think I'm ready to live this shit, bro. I think I'm ready to live this shit. I've been playing with this shit for too long. I've been straddling the fence with this conscious shit for too long, playing with it. You know what I mean? You know, I was a weekend warrior. What does that mean? Nigga, I was conscious on the weekends. You know what I'm talking about? I was conscious on the weekends. I don't know what else. I don't know about the week, my niggas. Those other 5 days, I was a pure knuckle dragger. You know what I'm talking about? I was balancing it out, but I was it was an imbalance. And when I went and seen Dr. Phil Valentine, I was, you know, I saw, you know, yeah, I was taken aback by the intellect, of course. You know what I mean? I was Dr. Delbert Blair, right? Hakeem Bey, that has to be spoken about, the contributions of what the brother Hakeem Bey gave to our community. I might be forgetting some other names, and please forgive me. I'm not being facetious, okay? But Hakeem Bey, right? Our good brother Taj Tariq Bey, right? Dr. Phil Valentine, Bobby Hemmett, even Sabi was bussing back in those days as well. Sabi was doing this thing, dealing with the health and shit like that. And remember, people needed some help with their health because their help was y'all bringing up names that was not in 2001. I'm talking about 2001, 2002, 3, 4, 5. These people that you naming, they wasn't even around during Katrina. Let's stop it, okay? Let's just stop it. They wasn't around speaking that. They wasn't talking to the people during the Katrina shit. You know what I mean? You naming people that came in like 2006 and 7 and whatnot. Let's get the timeline correct. No disrespect. A.A. Rashid did put out a book on Katrina. Shout out to A.A. Rashid. He was active in the community. Yes, but he was behind the wall. So, you know what I mean? Like, he was writing books when he was in the motherfucking purgatory, when he was in the pokey, my niggas. He was putting out books to feed the community. Okay? He was putting out books to feed the community when he was in purgatory, when he was buried alive. That's honorable. Because there's 2 million niggas behind the wall right now. You understand? If 1% of them was starting to write books and was dedicated, because they getting busy behind the walls. You know, the Moorish movement is huge behind the wall. You know what I'm talking about? The Moorish movement is huge behind. That's one of the biggest growing movements in the feds and whatnot, is the Moors, especially because of the paperwork. Niggas is getting out of jail. They got they get out of jail free card and whatnot. The Moors is big. I don't know too many other movements. I know the Hebrew Israelites, that's growing real big as well. So people are behind the wall working and putting in that work. So salute to all of y'all. But we need more of y'all to step up, because we need more of y'all to come home and be able to, teach the parolees. You know what I'm talking about? Teach the streets, give it to the trenches, because I said it the other day. Some of the most honorable people that I've met in the conscious community is the reformed knuckle draggers. Those, in my humble opinion, and I've met a lot of people, and I'm not judging and I'm not comparing either, but the brothers and sisters who have a second shot at life or second chance to get this shit correct, those been some of the most honorable people that I met, my niggas, because they haven't lost the zeal that made them the hood legends that they were when they were when they was in the underworld and whatnot. You can't just throw that away all the way. You will want to hold on to some pieces of that. You don't want to completely destroy and kill your ego and sacrifice it. You want to, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? You want to keep that nigga in the back pocket in case you got to unleash the beast, release the Kraken. You know what I'm saying? But those are, you know, think about it. That when you look at the NOI and the FOI, those are reformed knuckle draggers. You understand? Those are reformed knuckle draggers. Those are the people that they rose up out of the quote unquote lowliest states. These are murderers. You know what I'm talking about? These was hitmen. These were drug dealers. These were goons, my nigga. So it's because of that I have this undying love for my street niggas and the people who are considered to be throwaways and the people that our people look down upon. I still have this undying commitment to them, to whereas even if when I be trying to run away from these niggas, it just, you know, it's like I'm you know, it's like my community service has me stuck teaching them and helping to raise them up, because I know beyond a reasonable doubt that these are the steppers. These are the big steppers that are going to make this shit move and whatnot. They're not scared. They don't live in fear. They don't doubt themselves. You understand? They don't doubt themselves. So salute to all of y'all, women and men and motherfucking child too. You know what I mean? Whoever had to pull themselves up from a shallow grave, from a lowly state, whoever really had to dust themselves off and whatnot because you had a lot of motherfucking dirt on you. You know what I'm talking about? And you in this bitch 10 toes down and you know what your purpose is and you're committed and whatnot. I got love for you. You know what I'm talking about? And you could go very far in this shit. Don't lose faith. But I'm saying all of that to say this, that we are in a precarious time right now. All right. We are in a very precarious time right now where during this Jason months, they are attacking us on a level of fear. And this level of fear is dealing with you not being able to get shit to eat. This level of fear is you not being able to pay your bills. This level of fear is you not being able to function. This is not about a virus anymore. This is not about a pandemic. This is about your economic motherfucking fortitude. This is about the fact that you looking at them little babies and whatnot, and they like, I want McDonald's. And you could only feed one of them, but you left the other three without the McDonald's. You know what I'm talking about? Let's feed them Chaserz instead. You know what I'm saying? Let's get them niggas a Beyond Burgers out there. A Beyond Whopper. Impossible Big Macs, you know? Get them niggas a cauliflower Big Mac or something. You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, and as a result of the fear campaign that they're doing and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? As a result of the fear campaign that they have, that they're inundating not just our people, everybody, right? Whoever's willing to listen to mainstream media, whoever's willing to stop at the TV and just listen to what Rachel Maddow was saying, they are out here putting a new spell on us, right? You niggas get no breaks at all. You don't have no fucking time to breathe. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, get these little niggas some slutty vegan. A pinky fries and whatnot. Yeah, hook them up. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the baby's got to eat. But they are really going hard with the fear campaign. And as a result of that, we are here. We're going to counter the fear campaign. And we've put together a lecture that we're going to be rolling out in like 15 minutes, right? At 11 a.m. Eastern, we got a lecture called Stream Chaserz, right? Strive and Thrive 2022, because we were doing Strive and Thrive in 2020 when the lockdown first happened. And I promise you on God, I got millionaires in my network. They took that information and cooked that shit up like crack, my nigga. They cooked that up and they made some motherfucking birds out of it. And they went and did their thing and whatnot. So Strive and Thrive is dedicated to everybody who is, really about going out there and making shit happen and whatnot. That might be about 50%, 60 or 70% of us. It doesn't have, that's not all of us. And it's okay because nobody is here holding, anybody to anything. All I know is that in my network, I got brothers and sisters who are entrepreneurs, serial entrepreneurs. I got brothers and sisters who are, able bodies and whatnot, and they want to get to that bag and whatnot. I got brothers and sisters who are struggling. I got brothers and sisters who are striving, who are doing great and whatnot. Both spectrums. So we're going to present information. We have about a 3-hour lecture prepared. I've been doing a lot of research and studying and whatnot. I'm going to be presenting multiple income streams for 2022, right? Not for 21 or 20 because them shits dry up. Okay. There's new income streams for 2022 moving forward and whatnot. So we're going to be digging into all of that. And, I shout out to all of the students, shout out to the KT aliens that are going to be in the building to have their ticket and whatnot. I will see y'all very soon. And if you don't have your ticket, I would definitely encourage you to go to ktluniversity.com and get your ticket. It is at a very reasonable price. Okay. It is at a very reasonable price. I'm not here trying to take your money. I'm really here trying to give you these solutions because I know for a fact that y'all could use this shit and you could do something with it. Okay. So, and we got 4 different tiers of the income streams that we'll be breaking down. The first tier is going to be, regular money, shit to just get by, McDonald's money. And then the 4th tier will go all the way up into $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year. And, that's going to be dealing with like coding, all of that shit that Facebook and Google and all of these companies like Apple are paying. Right? They're paying. They're making it rain. Like they got budgets, my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? They paying for that shit right now. So it could either be you, it could be your baby daddy, it could be your child, it could be one of your family members. Somebody needs to run and get that fucking bag as an engineer. You know what I mean? Somebody in the family is a nerd. Like we got to figure out who the fuck is the nerd. We know who the black sheep is, who's the nerd in the family, and let's start lining them up and getting them right and whatnot so we don't have to live in fear of lack. Okay, because that's what they're hitting us with. The fact that we are living in lack, the fact that we're not unified, the fact that we don't have a coalition, the fact that we don't have a motherfucking labor force and whatnot, the fact that we don't have real communities, the fact that we don't have tight networks and whatnot. That's the only reason that they're feeding off of our fears. If you belong to like the fucking Mormons or the Amish, if you belong to some type of fraternal order where everybody got each other's backs and whatnot, that shit will roll off. You won't even listen to the fuck shit that they be saying. It would not bother you. It would not concern you because you like, I'm good. So I wish we was at that place. I wish we was, but we're not there yet. You know what I mean? We're not there yet, but we're headed there and we're going to get there. You know what I'm talking about? Because we're optimistic about everything. We're not pessimistic. We see the vision. So with that being said, I got to get ready for this class and whatnot. For the family on Instagram in October, I'm going to be opening up for Baba Ajra Kwesi, okay, in Stone Mountain. There's the flyers on my page, Brother Red Pill. I'll be dealing with out of chaos comes order, right? And we're gonna be talking about a fraternal order, right? Not the Masons, but the fraternal orders that we are going to be creating in the very near future. So I could be my brother and my sister's keeper, right? And we could be protected behind certain type of laws and tax laws and shit like that. So with that being said, love and light to everybody. The link is in the bio, ktluniversity.com. What up, Nicole? ktluniversity.com. You know what I'm talking about? And we'll see you in class. All right. So love and light. Peace. Peace, y'all. If you want to watch it later, yes, you can. You want to watch it later for a discount? Hell to the nah. Nah, no discount. But if you want to watch it later, you're good. It's going to be recorded. Are we doing anything in August? Yes, we are. You know what I mean? We definitely doing some stuff in the A in August. Tap in and just stay on the page and whatnot. We'll let you know. But yeah, this will be recorded for your viewership. You will have ownership of it if you're a ticket holder. It'll be available by tomorrow, the earliest, and it will be available in perpetuity, meaning forever after you purchase it. So you'll be able to rewind it, fast forward it, do your research, pause it, do all of those things. All right. So with that being said, I got to get ready for this class. Peace and love, y'all. Peace.